What up, what up, what up? Bankroll Tim back up. Alright, here's some of the things we got going on. Got this 85 wound out here. Going on these 28-inch Corleone. These came from my people in Aurora, Quint Tires, over off of Dearborn and Farnsworth. 7-inch lip. Obviously 295, 25, 28 tire. By 10, 11 inches overall. Some people are gonna say, oh, too small of a lip for now, oh, this and that. Oh, yeah, it's just for now. So I'm gonna put the lower control arm in it to position this back some, so I can get the wheel to just fit on here, so I can see how much we're gonna narrow. I'm thinking right about 55 inches is what the rear end should be, but we are gonna order. Someone got his car up there pounding. But anyways, we're gonna put a trig chassis, 9-inch in it. So I'll be able to get it all figured out how I want it. Of course, I'll do the super drop boxes, do my signature bracing, all that. But we got full suspension going on this one. And those 28s. This is the rear end for the Oklahoma Cutlass. I'm slowly working on that, trying to get it buttoned up, but got everything cut off. That side, somewhat cleaned up. This is factory stuff right there. I'm gonna end up filling in, grinding it out. This I gotta finish grinding, cleaning it all up. I gotta set some pieces of steel up on the bench to be able to set the super drop boxes where I set them, and be able to set the bearing in there, be able to adjust the pinion so that way I can set them at 0 on there. A little bit more work done to this. My daughter got this quad from her grandpa, so my son's been working on this. It runs if you spray anything in the carb, you know, where the intake goes, but it won't run off of just the fuel in the tank, so the carburetor's got to be jammed up something. Shop's a mess. We got the sway bar and everything for the front of this, the narrowed sway bar, and the rest of the parts that I needed for this. The last thing I'm gonna need is a set of axles for this. Once I figure out how much I'm gonna narrow. Like I said, those axles are motors, but they're only, I think they're like 29. I think they came out of a Chevelle. I think they're only 29.25, something like that. But anyways, this guy over here finally did a final grade and put down chassis. But as you can see, we had some nasty rain yesterday and it all came down, flooded out my whole side, so all the water runs here, flows through the back like it'd be 4 inches thick and flowing. The scrap bin, I'm tearing down the shed out back and cleaning out the fire pit, so I gotta get the rest of the metal for the shed in there, get the rest of the stuff out of the fire pit. But here's a question for you guys. You see the videos, you see the property, you see the beginning of how it looked compared to now. What do you guys think, as in cleanliness? Like, it's not all cluttered up, there's not a ton of shit everywhere, it's not all hillbillied. The neighbor says I'm a hillbilly, this and that, and I gotta get my trailer from behind there, just because it's got that wood on there, and I placed it over there just basically to fuck with him, because he's been doing all this bullshit with these damn cameras, and so many people want to say, oh, he can do whatever he wants, this is his property. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants, this is his property. But when you got a camera right next to my building so that you can hear all my conversations. The other week a guy stopped by asking about some car stuff, and he knows this guy next door, and he called him out on his front camera. Boom. Dude came over here, the neighbor came over here, they started having words. I stayed back, and next thing I know, fucking this guy next door just keeps talking shit about me. I'm a piece of shit, I'm a fucking hillbilly. He's tired of looking at my mess this and that. I got a car frame outside. I'm trash, this and that. I don't belong out here, blah, blah. So on and fucking on with this dumb shit. Yes, I'm gonna put up a privacy fence. Yes, he watches all my videos, stalks my social media. We got court this Wednesday coming up. So, but yeah, whole bunch of BS. I got all that cleaned out from underneath there. Jello does not want to get rid of the Mustang power wheels. Shed, I've been tearing it down slowly. I got a big nice tree behind it growing. I water all the time because I want the tree to grow. But I like to slowly take pieces off of it, the shed, so that way he has to, you know, keep looking at it and looking at it and looking. He doesn't have to look at it. He wants to look at it. He's always over here looking at shit. He keeps coming on my side of the trees, cutting the grass, so don't trespass on my shit. Got tired of cutting all these weeds and put some Roundup on it, whatever. Made another remedy the other day to kill the weeds around here. But anyways, look, see how far the flow of the water would flow, and it goes all the way, it passes that, it goes all the way over here, and you can see it flows all the way back. But it's supposed to come together on the property line, not force all his shit on my side to flood out my shit. Whatever, maybe to help water-wise. But yeah, the shed, we've been beating the shit out of it and all this, and it was like used as a chicken coop, and it was horrible. It's an old structure, been here forever. I ripped all the boards out of the ground. They framed it. I just got this one still on here because I think that's like the main thing holding this thing up. But there's my tree. There was a snowmobile sitting back here, and the snowmobile leg was on there, so it forced it to go that way. But I keep watering it. A Lucas tree or whatever, locust tree, however you say it. But yeah, I'm gonna, you know, slowly get the metal off here. And you got the metal on the roof. Obviously, burn the wood on the burn pile. So the burn pile from last year, well, I trimmed these trees up so that way I can get around them with the mower and shit. But it's nice out here. It's not, my grass isn't overgrown. You know, he's got a big ass mess over there. But I could care less. It's got nothing to do with me. Oh well, it's his shit. Have fun, motherfucker. Got cameras right there in that tree. One facing right at me right here. One facing forward up the side. Those got motion lights on them. He keeps moving the cameras around. Every time I block them, he turns and moves them another place. So hopefully we'll see Wednesday what happens in court. Hopefully this judge orders him to, you know, hopefully the stalking order goes through and then orders him to take his shit down. Ain't nothing happening out here, you know. He says if anything was to happen out here, it'd be because of me, because I brought the ghetto people out here. His words. Well, anyways, burn pile. He complained to code enforcement because it was huge. I know I posted in the other video. Now I just started the Mustang up. Cold start. Anyways, a lot of shit got burned last year. We had fires every weekend. So there's some couches and shit. So you can see the lady boy chair and stuff. But now all that shit's melted together. I've been cleaning it up. It was way bigger. But he called code enforcement and complained about the burn pile. Then I go and you know, code enforcement came out, this and that. They're like, when do you think you'll be able to burn it? This week, next week, whatever. So I was like, yeah, probably next week. So I go and I burn it. Not even 25 minutes into the fire. Well, obviously you see the corn. It didn't burn, it just got heat. But we had buckets of water, we had the fire extinguisher, we had everything out here. This guy turns around and calls the sheriff because we are burning the fire pit, and he doesn't like the fire pit and wanted it taken care of and cleaned up. So again, it's a neighbor, didn't like looking at it. Well, if you don't want to look at it, don't fucking look at it. But calls code enforcement, wants something done with it, we burn it, and then he cries about that. So as you guys can see, he's just a crybaby. Once again, he watches all my my videos. He watches all my social media. So he sees this video. He's gonna see this, he's gonna hear it. Haha. How you doing, buddy? Why don't you just mind your own damn business? Stay over there. So keep the grass cut nice. Keep it nice and short. Yeah, we had that dry spell to where it kind of burnt the grass, and when I cut it, you know, it gets a little low, so it burns it. But anyways, overall about the property, it's clean. Yeah, it's a fucking burn pit. Blah blah. One of the sheriffs that came I had never met before, and one I did meet before, and every sheriff that's ever been here has been respectful. They come and they talk to you with respect. Well, this guy, and it was a white guy, he wanted to be Mr. Tough Guy and this and that and this and that. And I told him, I said, dude, I ain't got fucking time to talk to you. I said, you need to get out of here. You can show up at my house. You better have respect. So I started talking to the other sheriff, because we know each other from before with this neighbor shit. Anyways, we got it all taken care of. And then the fire chief and his wife were out here, and they were like, can we just spray around it, calm it down a little bit, which it was already burnt down, but they sprayed around it. And we had showed that we had the bucket, we had the fire extinguisher. They're like, okay, cool. So they told us what we have to do next time. If we're gonna have the fire, which all the wood that's on my trailer, OSB or whatever the hell it's called, it's completely junk now because of the rain and everything. But I'm gonna pull my trailer over there, unload all that shit off there, take the trailer back over here, put my G-body frame on it, and then I'll stuff the trailer on this side of my building by my man door, where the lawnmower's at, right there. And that'll be out of his sight. He complained about the privacy fence, but yet when I told him, I said, yeah, I put up the privacy fence, and you cried to code enforcement about it. He's like, I ain't got no problem with the privacy fence. I wish you'd do the whole, or you know, privacy screen. I wish you'd do it the whole length, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I wouldn't have to do it if you weren't a damn crybaby, but whatever, I'm putting up a fence anyways. Just taking me a little bit of time. Look at these ants. So yeah, property-wise, I keep it clean, keep the grass cut. My wife ain't taking care of this in a minute, so she gotta take care of that. But so I got that Chevy down there so I can mock up, see the width of the rear end. Like I said, I believe it's 55 is what I'm gonna make it. There's the other wheels, all the parts, sway bar, the frame brace kit in that box, trip chassis, Viking coilovers, boom, the other wheels. So this Cutlass right here, yes, it's been here a while too. So I'm gonna mock up that Chevy, throw it to the rear end. Rear end probably gonna take a couple weeks, but whatever. I'm gonna put this thing up on the lift. This guy's been on me. So front frame knobs, change over the front suspension, all the stuff is here for it. The 9-inch that's in the shop, standing up, is going in this. So I can get this rear end out and all the control arms, boom, out of there. So we got QA1, Viking, these are QA1. Yeah, it was a whole QA1 kit. These are 500, which was fine for this car. These are 24s. Basic lip. That one's flat. It's been sitting in here a minute. I know you guys are like, what the hell? I think that's a rear. This is a rear bolt-on. A rear bolt-on sway bar, which we're not going to be using around here because we got an anti-roll. My big wheels for my Trailblazer 26ers with the 40-15 tire. My turbos for my Chevy. Waste gates and all that stuff sitting up here. A whole bunch of dumb shit. But anyways, that's the plan. But just dealing with this dumb shit, man, it's draining, you know? Draining. The heat's draining, but I still work. This garage I'm never in, like, we're never in here. So, that Chevy was sitting in here. obviously leak something. So power steering fluid maybe. I don't know. Check that out. Got the post hole digger right there, auger, whatever you want to call it. I thought I did the first holes for this privacy screen setup. Got that stuff right there. Obviously, you know, it's all right there, positioned well for that. Yeah. Took some pieces off the shed yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces right there. Got some other pieces in there. It's all destroyed, so it's not worth shit. Except for scrap. Scrap bin's gonna go bye-bye, meaning once this is all in there, the stuff out of the fire pit is in there, it's gonna go bye-bye. And then I'll start putting all the axles and rotors and all that shit. I'll make a pile or something over here so that way that can be taken in. But yeah, very clean G-body frame, like I was saying. He cried about it. He's got a car frame sitting outside. Wah. So, but it's super clean. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the property, if it's clean, if it's dirty, if it's hillbilly-ish, whatever. AC for the house was making noise the other day. Lifted it up, put it on some rocks, totally cleaned it out. With the water hose, got all the big debris out of it. Gotta take care of that shit. AC works pretty good. House insulation and the ceiling needs to be fixed. But yeah, so I don't know. There were some other things I was going to talk about, but I can't figure it out. So yeah, over here. It's like 7 feet from here to there, whatever, property marker, property line, this and that, there's a marker in the front. So as it comes down this way, we don't know exactly where it's at, and then, you know, see how far he's over there. So he thinks from that 2-foot mark or whatever, from the trees over 2 foot, and then instantly right there you can see how far he's cut, like 5 foot. So he thinks in this area right here, 5 foot. He said he planted the trees, these pine trees, in '96, and he planted them straight to the line. Like I said, regrid, or property marker app that you go on, it goes back there and it actually goes on that side of the trees. So something's wrong with it, but to pay a survey to come out here is $450. But we have the marker in that corner, we have the marker in the front corner, and we have the marker in that corner. We just don't have the marker in that back corner. And he says he knows where it's at. And we'll show us. So obviously there's something to that doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I'm gonna put a post here, put a post there, I'm gonna put a post there, 8 foot on center, another one 8 foot on center, and then obviously in the front I'll put a post and then do a straight line all the way back to the first one, put right here so that stays a straight line. I don't care if I'm on my side more, I just need to get this damn fence up. So I'm gonna start here with 3 panels, so that'd be 9 foot, 9 foot, 9 foot, 3, 6, 9 panels, 5 posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one up there. Obviously, I don't have the money to do it all at once. I'll make sure the family's taken care of. I try to get on top of everything that I need to be on top of. And this one right here needs to go. But yeah, I guess that's basically it. Quick little rundown of everything that's going on. Hopefully Wednesday we go to court and we figure out what the hell is going on with this mark next door. So see out here, if you park anything on the grass, it's got to be on a hard surface. So you got to put stone down. Well, that stone that's underneath the Trailblazer came out of the flower bed out front, which we don't want the stone in there. So for the flower bed. To make it a flower bed, we need the stone out. So put the stone right there, park that right there, and it would block the cameras that he has in the tree. So it does block them, but you can see where that box is. You see that board on that side of the tree. There's two cameras, one facing forward, one facing back. So I mean, this one's still looking in here. But yeah, fun. 3 neighbors. There's only 3 neighbors out here. This dude to the south, not a problem at all. You got him, which is back there, and he's the problem. And then there's a little bitty house way up over there. And I've never talked to that old man, and he's never said nothing. This guy want to go into town and tell people I'm a piece of shit, I'm a gang member, I've been to prison, blah, blah, blah. Just over and over and over. We hear all the stories from everybody and the shit that he says to everybody. So he's going out there talking all this shit about me and my family and blah, blah, over and over and over. He says he doesn't listen to the conversations over here. Well, if you don't listen to the conversations over here, why would you have a camera with audio? I can understand the camera to watch your property line, but right now it's an invisible line, imaginary invisible line, because there's no marker in the back to show us, so that way we'd have a string line to know exactly where the line is. But basically, it's crybaby. Cries. Calls the sheriff, called code enforcement, called animal control on my daughter's cat and said he thinks the cat has rabies. So we have animal control here about the cat. Who calls about a cat? 100% the truth. This guy is got mental issues. So yeah, you guys let me know if this looks like hillbilly mansion. And we're out here in the sticks. The town I'm in, it's only like 200, 500 people, something like that. And a crybaby, a big ass crybaby. All right, y'all. Bet that up. 85 Landau. This one came from Mr. 75. Mr. 75 found it somewhere. And the guy that I'm doing the work for, I've known since he was young. I did his dad's car back in like 2007, which was a 68 Caprice. We did 26s, it was a 4-door hardtop. So he said he wanted me to do it, and he talked to a couple people, and a couple people tried to steer him other places, and he said no. Like, set it up, gotta go too. That's where I want to do my shit. So, that's where we are on this. Let me get it up in the air and see what's going on. I gotta keep the new jobs coming in to take care of all the bills and shit like that. And then free time, get into this, to get this thing buttoned up. So this thing's gonna be way closer now that I got the rear end cleaned up. But yeah, all right, y'all. Bet it up. The Trailblazer, the front brakes are out of it. So we got the front brakes right here. Got them from Rock Auto. 2 rotors and pads. Rock Auto, I think it was like $123 shipped. But I put SS rotors and SS caliper brackets on that, so it has to be SS. That's SS. SS rotor is bigger. Obviously, the big wheels means bigger. More stopping power. So my son's gonna throw that stuff on there. He's gonna help me with this other stuff. All right, y'all. Bet that up. Chicago Club, trick chassis, Trade 1, Viking, and yeah. 10-speed Mustang. Exhaust, headers, this, that, whatever. Got some ET streets on the back. But normally you hear that car going all the way down the road. Alright, y'all. Bet it up. Bankrol channel. I'm out. Just a quick little video update of what's going on. I know I haven't been doing that in a while, so I'm gonna get back into doing that. Got a lot of things going on. One, household income. and then I'll take care of everything. So I'll make sure everything's taken care of first for the family. Bet that up, and I'm out. I just want to be left alone. I just want to be chilling, do my little work here and there, and get the property all fixed up the way that I want it, and not have to deal with it. Crybabies, you know. And you guys that are waiting and waiting and waiting, just keep on and keep texting. I got a book, stuff written down. I got 900 and something texts in my phone right now. A lot of people want to get in. Some of the work I'm gonna stay away from anymore. Full tubs and stuff like that. I mean, just too much work for one person. When you got a team, you know, when you got a team like Sammy's, man, and everything flows, and, you know, Junior's behind the desk doing this and doing that, making sure all the parts are there. Hey, he gets his hands dirty too. CPC powder coating, you know, they got a team over there. So, and then, you know, Sammy's, they're right down the street basically from CPC, so that works out good for them with the powder coating and all that. So good shit. I have never had good help, never. Everybody wants too much money, and people want to be sitting on their ass doing nothing, standing there, don't want to use a broom, don't want to make everything easier so everything can get done faster. So it takes me a little bit longer to do everything, trying to talk to people, trying to answer texts, and having to do all the work myself. I mean, yeah, my son helps me out, but when it comes to fabricating, you know, I do all the fabricating. All right, y'all, enough of me crying. I'm out. Bet that up.